Well, it is. What up, though? It is your man, Jelani JB Bodie. This is the Wait a Minute Show. We're here to talk about some sports today. We're not going to get into, some other crazy stuff this time, but I guess we still will talk about some crazy stuff. But before I do all of that, man, Big Mo is in the building. What up, Mo? Let me go ahead and throw him up in here. How you feeling, sir?
JB, what's going on? I feel good, and I'm just lying to you because I'm exhausted. I don't know why I lied to you, but you know what?
I appreciate you pushing through and doing this, okay? It's not forgotten.
It's not. Okay, we'll talk about that off air.
Yeah. But yeah, me and Mo is here. As always, like, subscribe, turn on notification, do all that good stuff, and follow the show. There it is. So round one. What were we going to talk about? Let's get into this NBA playoff talk, Big Mo. And we saw the New York Knicks, son, sweep the Philadelphia 76ers. And obviously fans are feeling themselves in the mecca of basketball, if that still is remains to be true. So are the Knicks the real deal? Is it going to be different this year? I'm not 100% sold on it. And as you know, partially is because I'm a Pistons fan, right? So I think we're going to make it. So I am playing a little bit biased. But I'm not surprised. Let me just say this. I'm not surprised that they got here. They got to the Eastern Conference Final last year. So I'm not surprised that they are in the Eastern Conference Final again this year. What I am a little bit concerned is that how New York Knicks fans are pumping their chest as if the Knicks really took down some major competition. Now, look, Atlanta gave them a little bit of a scare. They bounced back from that, and we saw what they did to Philadelphia. And Philadelphia was my dark horse to surprise people in the first round. And I still believe if Boston hadn't been shooting all those shots and everything, they would have, Boston would have made it to the second round, but they didn't. So that's for another day. So I just look at it as the Knicks did what they were supposed to do against the teams that they were going. They were better than those teams. Where it's really going to matter, where it's really going to be determined is here in the Eastern Conference Final. And if they do get beyond the Eastern Conference Final, what they do in the finals. I've been talking about this at all. I don't care about the first two rounds. So to me, I don't, this whole pumping of the chest and everybody, talking about, oh, it's great to, orange and blue. You were supposed to do this. Why is it so much rah, rah, rah on something that you were supposed to do? You were supposed to get to the Eastern Conference Final. Now you got to win the Eastern Conference Final. So Mo, am I tripping? Or you got something to say? You differ?
Let me say this. I agree with you to a degree. I agree with you a little bit.
Okay. Be careful.
Probably, I'm. You know what? I'm probably leaning a little bit more, on your side of the argument.
You better.
We've seen this before with the Knicks, right?
Yes.
They get stacked, they get loaded, they get a solid team, and they make a little playoff push, and here we go again. You did it with Carmelo Anthony, you did it with Patrick Ewing, and even the Allen Houston days, right?
Yes.
So I mean, it's a story we've seen before. I want to compare it to the Cowboys, but the Cowboys never seem to make it this far. So I mean, you can't really make that comparison, but I love it for the game. I mean, it's New York, like you said, it's the Mecca. I love it for that.
And I agree with you on that. I always said basketball is better when the New York Knicks are relevant. They just don't be delusional, though.
Well, I'm going to give you some advice. Calm down, because if they are for real, that's some disappointment you got to deal with. I don't want to see you get your heart broke like that. I mean, you've been through it with the Lions, so.
Oh, see, now why we got to bring that up?
I'm just saying.
Why we got to bring that?
I'm just trying to look out for your well-being, man.
My team ain't got nothing to do with that.
Do you like that matchup?
What?
Against New York.
Pistons versus Knicks?
Do you like the matchup? Yeah, pound for pound.
Oh, absolutely. This is what the Pistons want. They want to show last year was, look, hey, you just caught us at a bad time. We saw during the regular season what they did to the Knicks. Now, regular season is a regular season. I'm not going to be, acting like that is just going to carry over into the playoffs. But they absolutely do want to see the Knicks because they want to prove a point. And they want it to be at the Knicks' expense. And so does the Knicks. They want the Pistons because of what happened to them in the regular season, how everybody's been talking about the Pistons. So they want to take down the number one team. Now, when this happens, because I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be in the Eastern Conference Final, I already said it's going to go 7 games. I'm going to give the Knicks their due respect.
Okay.
I'm not going to act like that they some, trash team or something like that. No, not at all. But yeah, absolutely Detroit want this. They've been looking for the Knicks.
This is the biggest crock of crap. Let me say it like that. I'm so sick of fans of whatever team you're a fan of. I'm so sick of fans talking about how they want this matchup. They want to prove this point. They want to get this team so they can prove this point. No, you want to win a championship.
Absolutely.
And whatever's going to make that path easiest for you, that's what you want. So don't tell me that. I'm not buying that.
Yeah, they want.
I'm not buying that.
They want it. Trust me.
Okay.
They want.
Okay.
They want.
Okay.
They want.
All right. All right. No, you want the Wizards right now. That's what you want. You don't want that. You don't want to see the Knicks.
Which we're gonna
I don't believe it.
We're gonna get to the Wizards in a second. So before the Wizards, let's talk about last night's game, Game 4 of Spurs Timberwolves, and I hate bringing up this guy's name because they robbed us. But Wembanyama should have been in Detroit. Got ejected with the nasty retro throwback elbow. And then first I want to talk about he gives Nas Reed that elbow, and then he's sitting on the bench when they change it to a flagrant 2, and he gonna ask Harrison Barnes, what does that mean? What do you mean? What does that mean? Wemby, you're gone. Like, how do you not know what a flagrant 2 is? So that was just hilarious.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was just funny. But the thing about that whole situation is that I guess it's been kind of this debate that did Wemby really deserve to get ejected out of the game because they were talking about how the Timberwolves was clawing at them and hitting them and everything. So I'll ask you first, Mo, before I say what I gotta say. Wemby getting thrown out, yay or nay for you?
Yes and no. Yes, because it's the rule. I mean, you see that happen and guys getting thrown out. No, because it shouldn't be the rule. I think, how do I want to say this? Wembanyama is how tall?
7'6", something like that.
He's 7'6", and his wingspan is like a Boeing 747 or whatever. Yeah. Right? If he turned with his elbows out, he's hitting something or somebody. Thrown out of the game, though. Flagrant, yeah. But, no, you can't toss him for that. But
all right.
The clip that I saw, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the clip that I saw, it didn't look, yeah, he should have got thrown out of the game, bro.
Yeah, he should have got thrown out the game.
Get him out of here. I'm trying to defend him.
No.
I'm trying to defend him, but it's not 1994, so.
That's my point. It's not
1994.
Man. You just said it. He went back in time. That was a Charles Oakley.
Bill Laimbeer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
He took the ball and he went back and he came with it for Nas Reed. That's what got him in trouble. If he had even just took the ball, maybe hit Nas in the bottom of his chin with the basketball, got in his face or pushed him or something like that, he would have got a flagrant 1. That would have been it. We wouldn't be talking about it. But you know how I hate this term that the refs use now with the rule about the wind up and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, you're going to block a shot. Of course you got to wind up. No one blocks a shot like I'm gonna, no, you got to wind up to block the shot. He literally wind that thing up and gave it to Nas Reed. So I know people don't want him to be out the game because he is the headliner, but when you do stuff like that, that is beyond something that I can defend, which we're going to talk about me defending people in a moment. But it's just I can't. There's nothing I can justify it by with that act. If it was something less than that, cool. But you wind up. You definitely knew what you were doing. He was frustrated. I get it. But you got to go. Unfortunately, you got to go.
And that's a case of it. I mean, he's still young. He still hadn't mastered the art of not allowing your emotions to get the best of you. But I'm glad him not being on the floor. I'm glad it's because of something like this, and not some weird freak injury that just kind of ruined the playoffs. Like, oh man, we lost Wemby to this, and typical NBA stuff. I mean, it was something that was still entertaining. I know that don't sound right to say it, but
they still almost won without
almost.
That was
and
crazy.
I called it. I said this series is gonna get interesting. I didn't know it was gonna be like this.
All right. Last up, we're gonna talk about the draft real quick before we move on. Washington, they get the number 1 overall draft pick, and to me, this is an opportunity for Washington to get some things right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know you shouldn't be laughing.
Man. It's Washington.
You shouldn't be. I know. I get it. But looking at, they got Sarr last year in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
You trade for Anthony Davis. I know it's all about if he can stay. It's all about if he can stay healthy. We already know that. We don't need. We don't need to go any further.
Right.
You got Trae Young, but I'm saying like the class that is coming out this year with guys like Caleb and Boozer and AJ and a bunch of other kids out of I'm forgetting names, but the kid out of Arkansas and Houston. There's a lot of talent, is what I'm getting at, that's coming out into the draft, out of college into the draft. So this isn't like you got one guy or you trying to figure it out who is the top person. You got a lot of talent. They got an opportunity to really change some stuff around in Washington. So the trades, you made the trade. Yes, you took some risks, with some of the trades that you do, but you do that because of where your organization is. You take those chances. And with this piece in this draft, I'm just saying Washington has a prime opportunity to really do something to lift this organization up, because they've been down and out for a long time. That's all I'm saying.
It depends on what you mean by lift the organization up. So, I mean, if you're talking about getting some pieces in there to make a playoff run, let that go. If you're talking about putting fans back in the seat, then okay, I get
putting fans back in the seat, winning more than 17 games, making a run at the playoffs, being respectable.
I don't see the playoff run, but I do see. This is what I see happening with this team. I see, okay, you have a much better season this coming year than you did this past year, right? And after that, you're gonna start losing pieces again. I mean, it's the Wizards, bro. It's the Wizards,
okay.
And you got to do it now, because next year the draft is gonna be probably kind of weak, and then you got the rule changes with tanking. So I mean, it's going to be a different kind of season. So we'll see what happens. I'm not optimistic about them.
So you saying me, defending them and all this stuff is a pattern.
No, I mean, I just think Chicago is probably more of them sitting at number 4, because I think it was the Wizards. It was it Utah? I think Utah got the 3rd pick.
Utah got 2nd.
If I got 2nd. Right. Okay, yeah. And New Orleans, I think New Orleans got the 3rd. And Chicago got the 4th. They'll probably have more to gain being in that 4th spot than the Wizards will being in that 1 spot. I could be wrong, JB. It's not. They don't happen often, but I could be wrong.
They might bamboozle me, just like I got bamboozled about our next topic, which is Michael Penix. So, look, people have been talking about this, and I'm not. Here's what I'm going to say, because I just feel. This is the way I feel. People have been getting on Michael Penix about the do-rag and all this stuff. And if you don't know, he got married. Congratulations. I'm happy, for that. But then we hadn't seen this dude without a do-rag for 2 years. And so he takes the do-rag off, and we had these expectations. We didn't see what we thought we were going to see. Here's my point on it. I just feel bamboozled, because I don't know if you remember this, Mo, but other people, they were talking about him wearing the do-rag. Why is he wearing the do-rag? And I sat out here and I defended this man. I said he's wearing the do-rag because he's working. It's a project that he's working underneath there. And you got to commit. And he committed. Mo, I don't know if you have it, but what we just saw, I want to see the do-rag. Do you have a picture of the do-rag picture?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
The do-rag.
I just want to break this down. Take a look, at what we're looking. So that do-rag right there, that ain't no entry level job that he did. It's like clockwork. It's science to that. The way what he did to that do-rag.
That's a premium do-rag right there.
Premium.
That's a premium do-rag. That's one of them do-rags, no matter where you are, no matter what the situation is, when he peel that back,
it's gonna be crazy.
It's just wavy, It's
and speaking of wavy, this is what I thought I was gonna get when I saw him at the wedding. Show that, Mo. This is what I thought. I'm like, he's gonna peel that thing back, and it's gonna be like, oh snap.
Yeah.
We didn't get that. Now, it wasn't quite like this, but this was the shock on my face of what we got, though. We had this expectation, but what we got, figuratively, it's like, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Let me tell you
that
something.
Ain't it.
Let me tell you something. I refuse to pull up any images of this man's special day, right? Because his wife does not deserve that, right? And she don't need to. She don't need to relive that. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
No. I mean, I'm just saying, like, every picture you see, you're gonna see her smiling because they taking pictures. It's a wedding day. She's gonna smile.
No.
When she's not in front of the cameras,
as she should, and as he should. It's a special moment. I'm happy for them and everything. I'm not to the degree of some folks where they're just acting like it is completely horrible what his hair was. To me, it still was something that you could show up. My thing
not
of what I'm on is that you wore this do-rag for 2 years, and I defended you because I just showed you what I was expecting when you peeled that back. Mo, go to the next one. I thought this was going to be like the flags that you see at the beach. We're not going to be double red because that's perfection. That's not perfection. I can't do that. I've yet to see. I've yet to see perfection. I thought we was going to be at least one red flag, where it was going to be the tides, high hazard. I thought the waves was going to be a high hazard. That green low hat, no. I thought it was going to be red, and that's not what we got. And I defended this man. Nobody had seen this man for 2 years without a do-rag. That's all I'm saying. You going getting married, he's to me, the brother still looked good, man. At the wedding, it's just, I thought it was going to be a tidal wave in there, and we were going to be like, well, God dog, that's why he been wearing that do-rag for the past 2 years.
You been way too easy on this young brother, man. I mean, you do not wear a do-rag that long. That's your signature. When you see him on that sideline, you see him anyway, he gonna have that do-rag on. Michael Penix Jr. owes everybody an explanation. He got to sit down on Shannon Sharpe and he got to explain. He got to sit on somebody's podcast and explain that.
I defended him. I defended that man.
Mm-hmm. He got to explain that. He got to put up a post or something. Post game, one of these press interviews. When camp roll around, he got to explain that. Somebody got to ask him.
Exactly. What's going on? Because it ain't no way you gonna tell me after the season you dismantled a red flag stage.
It don't work like that.
It takes you more than 4 months to dismantle that. So that's all I'm saying is that I still gonna ride for you, Mike. But I was out here defending you, and people were clowning me for defending you with the do-rag. And this is what happens, man.
Premium work. All them expensive do-rags. Let's
move on, man. Let's talk about the draft real quick. NFL draft, not the NBA draft, but I want to talk about the NFL draft because of a certain particular running back, one named Jeremiah Love, for the Arizona Cardinals. So the reason that I'm talking about this, and I think, we just talked about Mike. Obviously, we're joking around and everything, but I want to highlight this because I think it's really important also to talk about because we always talk about uh, people who do stuff and they're just like, oh, you're stupid, or how could you do this, and da 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 da. And people ain't never been in that situation, but that's for another day. But I want to highlight this because Jeremiah signed his rookie deal, which is $53 million, I think, over 4 years or something like that. We're not even talking about the fifth year option. So if it pans out, obviously there'll be more. But he made the statement about talking about he wasn't going to touch any of his rookie money. He said NIL has been good to him. I'm sure he's going to have some type of endorsements deal out there. And from what I'm taking from it is that he's going to, make the attempt. He said he's going to try to just live off whatever NIL money and whatever endorsements deal. And I want to applaud that young man for that because we see a lot of people who go out here, they get the money and then they think that they got to spend it, right away. And the reason people who have money is because they keep money. They don't have money because they spend money or they just throw away money. They have money because they know how to keep money and then continue to make money. So I'm just happy for this brother's mindset that he didn't go out there and right away because it's still time. That's the thing. He still got time to do all that other stuff that we talk about or other people talk about. You don't have to go buy a yacht today. You're supposed to be working anyway. So I'm just glad that he has that mindset. You've seen other people. Rob Gronkowski has done it where he said he just lives off his endorsements deal. Marshawn Lynch has talked about it, how he lives off his endorsements deal. I might be wrong about this one, Mo, but I think George Kittle kind of do the same thing. Not maybe to the same degree, but I think he lives off not necessarily just depending on his NFL salary, for all the expenses. And it's other guys that do it. But I'm just glad that you got a young guy coming into the league with that mindset. So I wanted to highlight that, man, because that is something noteworthy to mention.
I love it. I mean, I love it. I think I don't know, maybe Marshawn Lynch, kind of talked about a similar situation. He didn't spend any of his salary, but I mean, it's hopefully this could be the right type of example moving forward and other players across the league, because clearly this kid he got good people around him, smart people around him, people that's coaching him up and, just sending them down the right path in the right direction financially. And I mean, just hopefully it's an example that people just take on to, just make it a thing, make it a trend.
And you know what else?
Everybody not getting NIL money, but just just get some focus on some financial literacy and just learn how to save.
And Jeremiah wasn't even the highest paid player in college in NIL. I think he was 17th when I think he got 1.5 this last year. So I love it also because you know what he's gonna find out even more than probably what and what it would mean for other players to take on that. You don't have to do it to the T, but take on some of this mindset of what he got.
Mm-hmm.
You find out who are your real friends and who's down because when money ain't been thrown around, a lot of people get scarce and they disappear. When money is getting thrown around, it just seems like everybody's around and everybody's available. So you find out who really are your friends or who's really there for you and not your bank account. So I'm telling you, because a lot of people can't wait the long game. A lot of people ain't gonna wait 5, 6, 7 years or whatever when you really gonna start spending that money. Mm-hmm. So props to him, man. Kudos to him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I celebrate you, kid. I'm a fan now. We're going to light you up because you're in our division, but I'm a fan now.
Yeah. All right. Now, he give y'all the business. Never mind. I ain't
better spend some of them. Come out there all mad because you broke and start trying to beat my boys up. Go spend some of that money right before game day.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Pistons, Cavs. I need my Pistons to win. We'll see what's going on with that series. Afterwards, and I'm going to say we're going to be talking about the Eastern Conference Final, Knicks versus Pistons, and all that jazzmatazz and going crazy about that. And the Western Conference, we already know OKC is waiting on how this thing going to play out with the Timberwolves and Spurs. So we'll get on that and anything else that's important. or trending or whatever else that is that you want to call it. But until then, we're going to holler at you later. And two things always: stay positive, push forward. I'll holler at you later. Peace.